Episode of the Wrightbet presented by First Star Logistic and sponsored by the exclusive sportsbook sponsor of the Wrightbet, Betfred Sportsbook. Apologize for the late start. We had a little bit of technical difficulties going on, but that's neither here nor there. We're back, we're here, and we're ready. There's a lot to go over, a lot to talk about. Remember, we're in the business of making you guys so much money. So if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys give this video a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, so that way you guys don't miss when we go live. Also, turn on post notifications so that way you guys can catch us each and every single day when we go live, whether that be for the sit down with Malik Wright with Jules and Evan McPhillips on Monday, or the right bet with me and Daniel Alameda, or State of the Jungle, which is tomorrow with me, my main man Logan, and Evan. We'll be breaking down all things down Cincinnati Bengals. But you guys are now tuning into the right bet. Without further ado, I'm going to kick this over to Daniel.
Malik, I'm excited, man. And as you guys can see, look at our shirts. Let's have a damn day. I mean, Malik, I've got to give props to him. He got these shirts printed out for us, so I'm excited. But we're going to start off in the NBA, and I'm going to give you my best bets, my best NBA bets for the day. And I just want to start it off, talking about one of my favorite games on the slate. It's the Celtics versus the Kings, right? Celtics versus the Kings. Some people may say, stay away from the Celtics. I'm one of those people, but Robert Williams is back. So what that means is Jaylen Brown. I'm hammering Jaylen Brown today. He's, every time Robert Williams plays, he takes a load off of him. And Jaylen Brown in his past 13 games, he's averaging 28 points a game. 28 points a game. They're facing the Kings, who are on the back end of a back-to-back. The Kings defense, one of the worst in the league, fast-paced team. So we know this total is around 238. There's going to be a lot of points scored. And for me, Jason Tatum, I'm iffy on him. I lost some money betting on him before, but I'm going to take Jaylen Brown. He's the most consistent out of these guys. Jaylen Brown, 25 plus on the Betfred Sportsbook. And also I'm going to take him 30 plus as well. A little sprinkle on that. And another game I'm going to go to.
Wait, I want to keep it there.
Yeah, let's keep it there.
Let's keep it there. Let's not run too fast, right? Let's walk a little first and foremost. So there's no concern with the Celtics' inconsistent play for you as what it's been. I mean, we are talking about the Boston Celtics, who just lost to the Utah Jazz, right?
Yeah.
Now the Kings, I'm not saying the Kings are world beaters, but the Kings have looked damn impressive this season. And I know for a fact the Kings have won me a lot of money. There's a man in particular who has won me a lot of money, but I'll wait to tell you guys some of my plays of the day that I like. We want to make sure we get them in before the 7 p.m. Eastern time slate starts. But no, for me, I just want to ask, is there any concern or any level of concern when it comes to betting anything Boston Celtics right now? Because for me, the Boston Celtics look like a shell of themselves. So I'm very curious to hear your thoughts.
No, I agree. I meant more so the prop side of things. The prop side of things, I'm not concerned. They play, in a lot of high scoring games. Even that Jazz game, for me, I hate when I bet on a player and it's a blowout, right? And that's the one thing that the Celtics haven't done. They let teams stay in late in games. So I think on the prop side of things, I love it. The money line side of things, I completely agree with you. I'm not touching them as of right now. I need to see Robert Williams.
Just for me, for everything's been very discombobulated with the Boston Celtics lately. I'm not here to debate. Yeah. This isn't a debate style show, right? But I do want to, for me, I don't know. I kind of have like that caution sign up when it comes to anything Boston right now. That's just me, though.
No,
even me. One of my favorite props to go to is Al Horford to get 5 rebounds. I don't even feel comfortable enough. I don't know. It just makes me feel kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree. I think they definitely are a little bit concerning. So,
but you like Jaylen Brown, though.
I like Jaylen Brown. I personally, I'll be honest, I like the props, and this is a high scoring game. It's gonna be fast paced. I think this game's gonna be close either way. I don't see either team blowing each other out. So I'm taking Jaylen Brown points. I mean, I'm staying away from Jason Tatum. I think it all lines up. You got the matchup, perfect matchup. Kings defense isn't very good. They're bottom 15 in the league. Fast-paced game. Jaylen Brown has a consistency. I like him. He's, been one of the most consistent players in the entire NBA. I love him. 25 plus and even a sprinkle on 30 plus. So I want to go to another game, the Thunder versus the Clippers. Right? This is a game where some people may stay away, but I'm penciling in one prop, and that's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And some people may say, Daniel, you're only going with the favorites. You're only going with the guys that, are everybody's picks. Well, let's talk about the actual games, right? The Clippers have given up the most points to opposing point guards over the past 7 games, and the second most points to opposing point guards over the past 15 games. Yes, they have Kawhi. Yes, they have Paul George, but their point guard is Russell Westbrook. And I'm not going to disrespect him. I actually love some of his props. But on the defense side of things, I think Shai Gilgeous is absolutely going to eat today. 30 plus and also 35 plus. I think he's going to have an absolute field day. So those are my 2 favorite plays. And I've got one parlay. that I want to.
So say what your parlay is. I'm really curious to hear myself.
So my parlay, I'm gonna start off. It's a Jaylen Brown 25 plus. That's a favorite play.
I mean, hey, he got it last time he faced them, so I can understand why you're saying that. Okay, but we'll see.
I sense. Do you disagree with it?
Again, it's not that I'm disagreeing with you. I'm disagreeing with betting on the Celtics
fair.
now. Don't take it so personal.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
He is.
No,
he's
hold
taking
on,
it personal.
No, I'm
he's
not.
Taking it personal.
I respect your knowledge, and I mean, you won $4,000 last week, and I mean that's a lot more than
$4,500. But who's counting?
4,500, and that's a lot more than I've won over the past. So I'm valuing, like I said. I mean,
I'm not in the business of making anyone feel uncomfortable with their betting selection. However, I'm from the school of always question people's picks and always make them see reason or make them explain them to you. Listen, I understand why you're picking Jaylen Brown to have 25 points.
Yeah.
He did it last time he faced them. Yeah. I'm just saying the rough patch that the Celtics have been on lately, and they've been on a rough patch lately. I don't know if I can trust them to consistently, to consistently, break through, if you will. You know what I mean? I just don't know if I can right now. I mean, we're talking about the same Boston Celtics that have lost against the Utah Jazz the other day, right? They didn't show up. But again, we're not talking about money line. We're talking about Jaylen Brown, scoring 25 points.
Yep.
That's reasonable. It's something that I think can possibly happen. But I also wonder, could this be a Jason Tatum masterclass where he knows he has been playing too well, where he just, puts the ball in his hands? And Masty Flips is always in the comment section being negative, counting my paper, say, always wanting to count another man's pockets. That's insane to me. He's like 4,500 win, but losses outweigh. You don't know what I win or what I lose, brother. But I appreciate your negative feedback as always. But continue, Dan.
Yeah. So once again, I mean, Malik, you're one of the best on Masty Flips. Come on, man.
And I love him because I appreciate him always supporting, but he's in the comment section every single week, saying something negative. I would love to see what he bets. I would love it.
Oh, completely. Right. So my parlay, it's 100 to win 200 is plus 102. I've got Jaylen Brown 25 plus points. Mm-hmm. My second leg is Mikal Bridges. He's been an absolute cash cow for me, 20 plus points. Mm-hmm. He's hit 20 plus points in 11 of his past 12 games. Ever since he got traded to the Nets, he's been their number one option. Some people may say, well, they're facing the Cavs. The Cavs are one of the best defenses in the league. Well, they give the second most points in the mid-range. Where does Mikal Bridges live? He lives in the mid-range. So listen, once again, and the only two games that he didn't hit was one that he sat out because it was, due to a back-to-back, and also it was a complete blowout. This game is not going to be a blowout, right? And if it is, the Nets are going to be losing, but even when they're losing, Mikal still stays in. So I take him 20-plus points, and my last leg is Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes to get 5 assists. He's done this in his past 12 games, and I was talking to my guy Mason in here before we started the show, and he said, well, who's Killian Hayes? Like, why am I going to bet on him? All I told him, go to StatMuse, go check his past 12 games. He's had 5+ assists in his past 12. He averages the 3rd most potential assists in the entire NBA. 5 is an absolute cakewalk. I absolutely love Killian Hayes.
I don't.
I see you're smiling.
I don't.
All right.
I don't.
Let's hear why.
I don't.
Let's hear why.
Because that what you just gave out is also wait, what's the exact stat that you gave?
He's hit this in his past 12 games.
Yeah. He said that in the past 12 games, right?
Yeah, 5 assists. Yeah.
Five assists.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm wrong. There was a prop bet that you gave me when it came to Killian Hayes the other day.
And it hit.
And I thought it missed, but it actually wound up hitting.
Okay.
I was ready to
you were ready with that.
I was ready to go. Man. I was ready to go. So Killian Hayes has been good. He's been good this season. I just remember when he used to be a rebound machine for me, and he's no longer that.
No, and that's why he is one of the most controversial players in the NBA, like points wise, rebounds. People are like, oh, what the hell does this dude even do? He passes the ball. I can promise you he passes the ball. And something else to, give you guys a little bit of confidence. DeJounte Murray isn't playing. He's out today. So, you got Trae Young, not a good defender at all. I don't know who's going to be the shooting guard, but it's not nearly as good of a defender as DeJounte Murray. It's going to be a closer game than people think. I still think the Hawks blow him out the water, but Killian Hayes,
Hawks ain't blowing nobody out.
At home, they're a good team.
Hawks ain't blowing nobody out.
I mean, the Pistons blow. They suck.
Yeah.
So that's my parlay. I like it. It's 100 to win $200. After that, we're going to keep, continuing to flip it on. But I like all three of those. For me, it's a lock. And we'll see about Jaylen Brown. I've got confidence in
Listen,
my
I
boy.
am not against Jaylen Brown. I want to get that out there right there on the surface. I'm not against Jaylen Brown. I'm just simply saying the way the Celtics have been playing lately has been a little bit weird, kind of wonky. That's all.
Yeah.
That's on that. But I'd like to see ourselves. Remember, we were both Celtics fans. We want to see the Celtics do well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have this agenda out there where you think I'm not
No
rooting for them or I don't want them to do well, but I certainly do want them to do well. For me,
we need them to do well.
We need them to exactly. We do need them to do well. I'm just saying, like I'm one of those people you have to show me first for me to be able to buy in, so to speak. But anyway, I got some plays that I like, right?
Yeah.
And the thing about me is, I have my plays that I come up with that we obviously put on the Patreon, and make sure you guys subscribe to the Patreon if you haven't already. We have a boatload of different tiers to choose from. We've been doing something really, really generous lately, the last couple of days for the Patreon, where we've been giving out my NBA plays for a couple of other tiers as well, to obviously show people what, people at the right tier are getting when it comes to the NBA plays. That stops after today though, but certainly have been winning people a lot of money. And it's been really, really cool seeing people send me in their tickets and things of that nature. And, however you choose to sort of bet your parlay, if you will, that's completely up to you. There are certainly plays that I like that I put on there that I always, sprinkle a lot on the single plays. And then we sprinkle a good amount as well on the parlay pieces. And, you also have those weird plays where, I don't know, like right before the game, I do a quick little thing for my own personal sake and sanity, where I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to bet this today. I think I'm going to bet that today. And those are obviously not plays that I'm just going to put out on the Patreon without, proper research and analysis behind it. But those are certainly plays that I just sort of feel comfortable with, that I do for my own personal sake. Like the NBA rebound parlay thing that I hit the other day, that was strictly on a whim, right? That was me literally like, you know what? Right before the game, I think I saw Clint Capella was at 100, to get 8 rebounds was plus 100. And knowing he hit those in his last, couple of games against the Bucks, I thought that was free money. And, today I'm probably live right here on the show. I'm probably going to come up with one for you guys as well. It's because I know some people were like, you didn't put this on the Patreon. And I'm like, yeah, but, certain plays for me, at least so, I say certain plays that I put on the Patreon and things of that nature. I like to, have analysis behind it. I don't want to lead people into any wrong area, if you will. But anyway, Mason Plumlee to have 5+ rebounds, only minus 358 on the Betfred Sportsbook app. I love that. Mason Plumlee is a rebound god in my eyes. In my eyes, he's been doing fantastic, and he's been getting a lot of play time, especially down the stretch. Even with the Visit Zubac in there as well. I love Domantas Sabonis to have 12+ rebounds today. The guy's a rebound machine. Every single time I bet him to get it, he gets it, and I've been happy with him. Jonas Valanciunas, 10+ rebounds. He's been on a rebound tear since he's been back from his injury. I think he had 17, 16 his first 2 games back, something like that. Got 10 the other night. Now that got 11 the other night, I believe, but I bet him to get 10. That's minus 358. I like Clint Capella to have 10+ points today. It's minus 304. And Nick Claxton to get 10+ points. Nick Claxton is quietly becoming one of the better scoring centers in the league, a guy that you can certainly rely on. So yeah, those are some of the plays that I like today. I'm gonna cook up a parlay while we're here. Daniel, is there any underrated plays that you like today?
Yeah, I'm looking. First off, the Jonas one I absolutely love. I don't know. I can never feel confident about betting on the Spurs, so I just bet against them. Like the Spurs, every other day somebody's out. I think Devin Vassell's out today. I mean, and they give up the most rebounds and points to opposing centers over the past 7 games, so that helps Jonas Valanciunas. A play I'm staring right in the face on the Betfred Sportsbook right now. Kyle Kuzma's out today. Kyle Kuzma's out, and they're facing the Magic. Okay defense. The total is 223, but every single time that Kyle Kuzma's out, Bradley Beal scores a ton. He's hit his over in 5 of the past 6 games without Kyle Kuzma. I like him to get 25+, and I also like him to get 30+. He's had 30+ in 5 of his past 6 without Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma is literally one of the most inefficient shooters in the league. Every other night he either shoots 70% or he shoots 30%. Without Kuzma on the floor, Beal's usage percentage goes up 4%. So I'm going to take Bradley Beal. That's one I absolutely love. I know they have Kristaps Porzingis, but he's more of the second man. I'll take Bradley Beal to get 25 plus every single time Kyle Kuzma's out. So I just found that, and that game starts in about 50 minutes, but I don't know. That's just one I found, and opportunity meets, perfect timing. So I love Kyle. I love Bradley Beal today. So
I like Russell Westbrook to have 8+ rebounds. It's plus
Mhm.
170. Russell Westbrook is really starting to find his footing with the Clippers, and it seems like he's able to just be Russ and enjoy basketball again. I don't want to speak to, because obviously we all know LeBron's my GOAT. I don't want to speak to I don't want to say that it's
You're just
hard
gonna throw that
playing.
one in there.
I don't want to say that it's hard playing with LeBron, but me personally, I love that prop for with Russell Westbrook because it seems like the guy can just be free and be himself. And to me, 8 rebounds is a cakewalk for a guy like Russell Westbrook. It seems like the more he's getting acclimated to the system, he seems more and more comfortable. And I love that for him. What are your thoughts on that one?
I'm a degenerate. I'm looking at his triple double right now too.
Russell
He had a
Westbrook
triple double
tonight.
Oh no.
And I'm about to say I'm not
I
betting him to get
like
triple double.
I
Not
like
coming off the bench.
No, he's a starter.
The other day he was coming off the bench primarily. I know they should list him as a starter, but he was coming off the bench.
Regardless, I like his rebounds.
Mhm.
I like it. He'll cash his rebounds. I don't know. I still might sprinkle on the triple double. I might plus 575. I might throw $5 on it, but for sure
$5.
I might throw five. I mean, it's $5 to win 25. I might throw 10. I don't know. I mean, just a little something make me feel good, if it hits. I mean,
listen, I won't be the guy that that tells you you're wrong, but
we'll see. We'll see. No, I don't think so. Either mark this down. One of Russell Westbrook or Josh Giddey. One of them are going to have a triple double tonight. All right. And I just have this feeling Russell Westbrook or Josh Giddey, one of them's going to have a triple double, right? I think it's going to be a high scoring game. It's the last game on the slate. Josh Giddey had a triple double. I think he had one a couple games ago. He averages, the most rebounds plus assists, or the third most rebounds plus assists out of any point guard. I like one of them to get a triple double.
Okay. You want to know what I like tonight?
Let's hear it.
Damn, man, this goes against everything that I pretty much talked about in terms of why, me being a Boston Celtics fan, but I love the Kings money line over the Celtics tonight. I do. I think we are getting fraud checked right now, personally. And I think that the plus 170 line is kind of like a little disrespectful to the Kings. Like the Kings are still, like I said, they're a team that plays extremely hard. They're a team that can exploit you in a lot of different ways. And I feel like this could be a spot in which they exploit the Boston Celtics. We saw it. Now I get it. The Boston Celtics played the other night without Marcus Smart. They played the other night without Al Horford and things of that nature. But still, you expect the two best basketball players on the team to show up, when it's time to, right? You expect Jason Tatum, you expect Jaylen Brown to all show up when they need to, right? And they did not. So for me, it's like, I don't know. Like I think that this Kings team is not the Kings team of old. Obviously, we've seen the way they've been playing this season. Nobody wants to see them at this point right now. I mean, no team should want to see them. And I think they can give the Boston Celtics a real issues, man. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even though I'm a Celtics fan, I think they're frauds right now. Like Robert Williams, they say he's back. How many minutes is he really going to play in his first game back? The Celtics, they're so inconsistent. Bet on the better team, especially the better team at home. I'm going to take the better team at home. I like it. What would you say? What was the line? Whatever the line is. And once again, this does go against my fandom, and that's why I'm not going to throw a lot on it. But Malik, I'll take the Kings tonight. I'll ride with that.
And we're strictly doing stuff off the whim now for you guys.
Yeah.
Like we're doing our last minute, like little bit.
Plus 170.
Plus 170, yeah. That's for me. That's why I'm like, I don't know for why the Kings are that big of an underdog in my eyes, against the Celtics when they shouldn't be.
Yeah. No, I like that.
I mean, this Boston Celtics team has shown that they have an issue with closing out. And how can you even trust them to have a lead at this point? You can't trust them to have a lead.
Yeah.
Right. We've seen them. They blew a 15-point lead the other night against the Utah Jazz.
Yeah. This is also, so we were watching that game. I mean, we I had some money on them, and then they obviously blew it at the end. But I remember when we were watching, I think the Kings game is the last game on their road trip. They've played 6 straight road games. 6 straight road games. And we saw the effect on them last game. They were sluggish. There was times where Jason Tatum's walking up the floor. Jaylen Brown's walking up the floor. Somebody got teed up because they were upset. The 6th straight, road game, I'm going to fade that every single time. I'm going to take the Kings. Plus 170. I like it. I'm going to lock that one in right now. So,
you know what else I think, man?
I just found one more too after.
Well, you go first.
All right. I love this. I love these, off the whims ones. I'm going to go to the Pistons versus Hawks game. This game starts in an hour. I said DeJounte Murray's not playing. I like the Killian Hayes play too. I'm going to take Trae Young to get 30 points. Who else on that team's going to score, right? I mean, obviously, I also like him, to get 10 plus assists. He's going to easily cash that, but Clint Capela's not going to score 30 points. He'll probably score 20. He'll probably score 15, but who else is going to score? Am I going to trust DeAndre Hunter to score 30 points? No, the Pistons defense is a bottom 10 in the league. I like Trae Young. 30 plus is plus money without DeJounte Murray. Plus money and even a sprinkle at 35 plus at plus 300. In his past 4 games without DeJounte Murray, he had 35 twice. So I'm going to take the guy. Once again, I always say this, a matchup and opportunity. He's got the matchup. He's got the opportunity. Trae Young, I love it, 30 plus. That's the play I just found, and I like it. So I'm going to throw a little cheddar on that.
I have a question for you.
I have a potential answer.
Now, I'm looking at this line right now for the Brooklyn Nets versus Cleveland Cavaliers game.
I like this. Yeah.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are minus 170.
Mm-hmm.
The Brooklyn Nets are plus 145. The Cavaliers, right? They aren't. I'm not sure if I don't know if they're the best team on the road. But here's something that's very, very interesting for me, Daniel.
What's up?
They don't have certain people's props up right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking all day for these people props.
Yeah.
They don't have Mitchell's props up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, they have Donovan Mitchell's props up. They don't have Garland's props up. They just put it up just now. I don't know if just seeing the way this Nets team has been playing.
Yeah.
Would I be crazy for wanting to pick the Nets in that game?
I mean, I wish I could agree with you. I don't know. I think Jared Allen's coming back too today. I think it's questionable.
I think he's still out.
I don't know. I personally, I can't trust.
And we said Jared Allen. He's one of our most unbettable guys.
Yeah,
right?
no, right? Jared Allen's, he's definitely lost me a lot of money. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't love it, to be honest. I think the Nets, I like the Nets. And especially, with Mikal Bridges, the way they've been playing, one of the better defensive teams in the league. Nick Claxton's really stepped up. Evan Mobley's really inconsistent. These guys are inconsistent. I don't hate it, but I'll be honest. I don't like it. I don't like it.
But we're not going to always agree on things.
Yeah,
right?
no,
I'm not saying that officially that I'm picking them.
Yeah.
I'm simply just going through, looking at lines.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what I do like. I do like Darius Garland to have 18 points tonight.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Darius Garland to get 18 points tonight. That's one I can get behind. Donovan Mitchell to have 25 plus points tonight. That's one I can get behind. I've always loved betting Donovan Mitchell to have a big game. Especially you can take advantage of the vulnerable Nets.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like the way that this Nets team is sort of come together. Everybody writes them off and they continuously shine when when's expected, if you will.
Oh yeah. And let me just say this before, you continue. Honestly, like the reason why I love like Betfred is if you're not confident in a player, right? If you're not confident, okay, is he going to get 28.5 points? Is he going to hit the over? You can go down to 25. You can go down to 20, especially on rebounds too. Like rebounds and assists, like Killian Hayes' line is at 7.5. I still like that. So for me, if I'm doing research and I look at a line, I'm like, okay, he's hit over 7.5 in, let's say 7 of his past 10 games. If I like that, and then I see 5+ on Betfred, hell yeah, I'm going to hammer that. And for me, I like doing that because then I can parlay 2 of those versus just saying, all right, well, 7.5 is iffy. I'd much rather go with a more confident 5+. And that's what I love about, Betfred.
Now, I know we've been sort of like degenerates when it comes to betting Spencer Dinwiddie's assists.
Oh,
line.
yes.
Spencer Dinwiddie to have 8 assists. We liking that or what?
What's
minus
like
179. When are they going to learn?
Yeah.
He gets it like every night. This is what this guy does.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, he is the point guard, right? Of the Nets, right? It's not like, they shipped everybody up. Ben Simmons is not there. It's not no longer Kyrie there. He is the guy. He is the man. To me, that's a no-brainer.
I also if I'm doing that too, I'm also hammering 10+. And the reason, something else that we do, we go to NBA.com. You can also check potential assists as well. This is something I like tracking because it's not just their assist line saying, okay, how many times is this guy really passing the ball? We've watched a lot of Nets games in the past couple of games. Every single time they come up the floor, Dinwiddie has the ball. Right. And in sports betting, you always bet on opportunity. Yes, they're facing the Cleveland Cavaliers, but if anything, that helps because it's going to be a much closer game. Spencer Dinwiddie, I love it. I like 10+ too. He's had Here's his game log: 11 assists, 7, 11, 16, and 11.
Hold on, let me make peace. Masty flips.
What do you say?
You're been a loyal supporter of ours for a long time, man. Since we pretty much launched this thing, appreciate you, man. I shouldn't have went at you like that. I think I was just responding to one tweet that one response that you had once under our comment section on one of our shows, but that's neither here nor there. He asked, "Do you guys know when Betfred is coming to Vegas?" I don't have the answer to that. I believe I don't have the answer to that, but I will get the answer for you. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at these games. Is there any other that you like? Like, I mean, Clippers Thunder, I like Shea. I'm staying away from the game. Kings Celtics, we said I like Kings plus 170. Spurs Pelicans, I'm staying away. I think we covered everything. I mean, let's hear what you got. Let's hear what else you got. Let's hear what else you got.
I like the Magic money line over the Wizards. I do. I like the Magic money line over the Wizards. I think the Wizards are frauds. I mean, I think they've always been that way, right? They've always been a team that a try-hard team or a team that's up and coming can, get one in over them. And I just think that, I think the Magic can win this game. I do.
Yeah, I like it. The one thing about the Wizards is they are extremely inconsistent. Every single play. I mean, you look at them. Kristaps, inconsistent. Bradley Beal, inconsistent. I like it. And the Magic are a weird team where I personally stay away from some of their props because they always seem to play great team basketball for some reason. So I like the Magic.
The Magic?
Yeah, for some reason.
To me, I love a team that has willing rebounders. And to me, that's what the Magic have. The Magic have willing rebounders. And it feels like a lot of times when I'm watching the Wizards, they just kind of fall into rebounds because they have a guy in Kristaps Porzingis, who I'm not even sure is playing tonight, but maybe he is. A guy, they kind of just falls into rebounds. Say one night, Kristaps Porzingis might have 13 rebounds. Another night, he might have 4. It's like, you want a guy that's consistent on a consistent basis, right? And I know I say consistent a lot there, but for me, I don't know. I just don't think Porzingis doesn't mean Daniel Gafford certainly doesn't either. But
they have nothing else on that team besides Bradley Beal and Kristaps Porzingis, if we're being honest.
And I told you after that one bet hit, I said I'm never betting Bradley Beal again because that was a sweat for absolutely no reason.
The thing about Bradley Beal is he just doesn't. There's points in the game, and this is the one thing, especially where every individual bettor, you should be learning on your own, right? Learn them on your own. Watch these games because for us, we were watching that Bradley Beal game, and it's like, well, he's not trying. And why the hell are we going to bet a rebounding prop after that, after seeing him not trying, right? It's you live and you learn. And the one thing about Bradley Beal is not a lot of effort on the rebound. So I like the Magic. And
Yep. I love tomorrow's slate of NBA games. I'll tell you that, guys, that right now. I wish the lines came out earlier. We knew what, here's what I'm going to say. Jokic. And I told you this, I looked at you yesterday and I said, Daniel, whenever his prop comes out, remind me to bet this. Listen, I like Jokic, right? I like Jokic to have 15 rebounds tomorrow. And I told you this.
Yep.
I think Jokic is going to get 15 rebounds tomorrow. And tomorrow they're taking on the Wizards as well. And it goes back to my original point. They don't have guys that consistently try on the boards. They don't. They kind of just fall into rebounds. Now you have a willing guy like Jokic, and I know that's going to be plus money, right? The other night he just he took on the Nets and he came away with 16 board or something like that. 16 board, maybe 17 board, something like that. Came away with that. One thing's for sure, whenever we get down towards the end of the season, and Jokic did a little funny interview where he was like, stat pads easy or something like that. He said that. He always tries to put a stamp on his case for MVP.
Yep.
He always tries to put a stamp on his case for MVP, and I think this will be no different. I think you're going to see him really, really try down here. He's really honing in. Right now, he leads the league in most triple doubles in a season with 28, I believe.
Yeah.
And expect this to continue. Expect Jokic to do great. So tomorrow, I'm giving you guys a future prop bet. Right tomorrow, take Jokic to get 15 plus rebounds on the Betfred Sportsbook app. Or wherever you bet, if you can possibly do it, check his alternate line, see if you can bet him do that, because I'm betting the over on that. I think Jokic ends the day with 15 plus rebounds. And that's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be plus money. Right?
Oh yeah,
of course. So even looking ahead to tomorrow, just a little bit, I like the Nuggets money line over the Wizards, even though the Wizards are home. Don't care. Wizards to me are the Wizards. The Grizzlies are, I'm taking I don't even know what their money line is going to be at tomorrow, right? When it comes, I don't think even the odds are even available just yet. Yeah. Masty Flip says Jokic always talks about how he doesn't care about MVP. I'm sure he does that. Yes, he does always say that, but the dude literally, I literally saw this guy stay in the game the other day, and I know because I had a bet on him. And he got an extra. He didn't. It was no. They were already up. Logan. They were already up Reach by 12 points. This guy stayed in the game just to get a 10th rebound, and then immediately checked out after that. I'm like, yo, this dude definitely wants. And it seems like it's always a 2-man race between him and Joel Embiid. They're for some reason Joel Embiid doesn't get the nod. Do you guys think that this might be the year he gets the nod over Jokic?
See, the one thing I do want to say that you were saying in NBA, especially, the narrative is everything. Right? People say, oh, well, don't bet on narratives. Yes, bet on narratives. You have to bet on narratives, especially, at the end of the season, bet on the narratives. That's also why I like Joel Embiid. Last year, I did the same thing. I checked my notes about, what I did last year. And it said at the end of the season, bet Joel Embiid. He's doing the same thing right now. He is absolutely, killing the stat books. And it's because he wants the MVP. So me personally, I look at the Jokic
He's
plus.
been killing the stat books though.
He has.
You said you looked at you just said you looked at your notes from last year, and you said he's doing
Not
the same exact
year,
thing.
though. Yeah.
And then look what they're doing. To me, but it's about a consistency thing. Jokic, the Joker, he tried every night in, night out, night in, night out, night in, night out. It's the same thing with this guy.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying with the props for Embiid, I am absolutely hammering his over for the rest of the year. Tomorrow he's playing the Bulls. He had 40.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were
no.
I was like, I'm not.
For Embiid or for MVP, I actually look at Jokic plus 300. I look at Jokic plus 300 and I like it. Right. And the reason why I like it is because the media is pushing, the Embiid. They're trying to do the same thing. But what happened last year? And I understand voter fatigue. I get it. Jokic has won the past 2 MVPs. But at the end of the day, who's been the most consistent? And who's still the number 1 seed? I'm pretty sure the Nuggets are still the number 1 seed. They're going through a rough patch, but if they finish,
I think the Nuggets can come out the West too. Finally, I really do.
I like the Suns though. I like the Suns. I do. I like the Suns.
No bench.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know. I
gave it all up for Kevin Durant, who we won't be able to see his debut until the playoffs. But here's one thing I want to tell people, because we're talking on the NBA topic. Jokic to win MVP a few weeks ago. Masty Flip says too. It was minus like 500. You want to know what it is now? 300. It's plus 240.
Ooh, yep.
For Jokic to win MVP, it's plus 240 in the Betfred Sportsbook app. I'm hammering that.
I am too.
I think he wins that. Joel Embiid is the favorite at minus 250, but it always happens this way.
Yep.
And then Jokic does these incredible performances down the stretch where he doesn't come out the game. He completely, works. I like that Nuggets versus Sixers on Monday, man.
Oh,
Nuggets versus Sixers on Monday.
Yeah, that's the legacy.
Jokic always wins.
That's the narrative.
Jokic always wins that matchup, doesn't he? Typically,
he lost the last one, but
no, I don't mean wins that matchup in terms of like wins loss. I'm talking about wins the matchup in terms of a stat standpoint.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, the one thing that Jokic has going for him that Joel Embiid doesn't have. Remember, Joel Embiid has James Harden next to him. Joel Embiid, it's him. I mean, sure, he got Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon and all those guys, but are any of those guys on the same level or same tier as James Harden? No. So for me, it's a no-brainer.
I like it. Plus 240?
Plus 240.
I like it. So I'm looking real quick at tomorrow's slate. Yeah, once again, I just can't get my eyes off of the Nuggets Wizards. I can't get my eyes off of that
15
one.
plus rebounds is what I'm betting tomorrow. I don't care what it is.
Yeah,
put a rack on it. There we go.
And make sure you guys, go subscribe to our Patreon. We're gonna have our full plays out there tomorrow. I mean, once again, we do this like we're, I wake up and I go, talk to Malik and I see, he's already cooking up in the lab. So, this is what we do. So we're gonna switch it over to the UFC really quickly, and then I've got March Madness at the end. But Malik, you've been killing the UFC game. You've been killing it, right? So,
I've been killing it, but I'm not as much as I'd love to be. Rafael Fiziev, we talk about my wins, but we also talk about my losses. Rafael Fiziev really killed my parlay that I had going on. That really pissed me off. He decided to not, to stand and bang what Justin Gaethje was not a smart thing. The guy is more technical than Justin Gaethje. The guy has better footwork than Justin Gaethje. The guy is faster than Justin Gaethje. He's probably not as powerful as Justin Gaethje, but he decided to stand and bang with Justin Gaethje the first and second round, I thought he was working for him. Then all Justin Gaethje did and Trevor Whitman did, they did a fantastic job. They made a switch where he was pretty much just poking that jab out there constantly over and over again. And Fiziev in his corner just cannot make an adjustment, right? And it seems like I should have known better though, guys, because he said in the build up to the fight, I'm not really chasing the title right now. I want to slow down. I have time to catch that. Anytime you hear a fighter talk about not chasing the championship, you're like, yeah, you should be weary of him a little bit. And yes, there have been a lot of upsets in the UFC lately, but I'll tell you what I do like really quickly. And we're going to do another show on Friday where we're going to talk about all these once again, and we're going to put a greater emphasis and focus on these UFC fight night picks. But I got some plays for you guys right now. I like Corey Sandhagen to lose against Marlon Vera. You thought I was going to pick
yeah. For a second, I was like,
taking Marlon Chito Vera. Marlon Chito Vera is at plus 145. And if you guys don't remember, a few weeks ago, I had a very, very sharp play. I said Merab Davishvili was going to beat Piotr Yan. Everybody was on Piotr Yan. He dominated Piotr Yan. I mean, talking about like 50-45, right? It was bad. He won every single round. He can never get started. I also like Holly Holm to come back and win finally. At minus 245 over Yana Kunitskaya, aka Yana Santos. I think Holly Holm wins that fight. That's -2. She's minus 245 favorite. Marlon Chito Vera is the plus 145 favorite. I like Manel Kopp. That's just my guy. He's exciting. And Alex Perez is just, he's washed at this point, if you ask me. Manel Kopp is going to win that fight. He's minus 180 on the Betfred Sportsbook app. And keeping it going, Nate Landwehr is minus 245 over Austin Lingo. I love that. I love it. And last but not least, we are going to take Tucker Lenz. Tucker Lenz is minus 295 on the Betfred Sportsbook app. So, let's I appreciate that too, Masty, man. Let's go through that one more time if we can. Okay? Let's go through that one more time. We've got 5 plays for you guys at plus 911. That's what we have. I don't want to say that, but we've got Tucker Lentz minus 295, Nate Landwehr minus 245, Manel Kopp at minus 180, Marlon Chito Vera at plus 145, Holly Holm at minus 245. And that's a 5-legger right there. And it's high stakes, right? But I if you ask me, I think if we're looking at sharp plays, right? And I said we were going to close this month with a bang. This is how you do it. Danny, I'm not used to picking all these underdogs like I usually do, man. But to me, it feels like the UFC is just giving it up on a silver platter. And I love Njokwani as well. As his power is incredible, man. And I think that this definitely is a fight that he can win. But for me, these fights right here are the fights that I'm 100% sure of. If you want to make that a parlay, we certainly can. If you want to take Holly Holm off, which I'd recommend as well, I would recommend taking Holly Holm personally off as well. But I think she is going to win that fight. It's just that the way that they've been scoring women's MMA lately, UFC's been talking about finding different ways to figure that scoring system out. I think that's just the wise thing to do. I remember when Miranda Maverick was taking on Macy Barber, and we saw that egregious decision victory for Macy Barber when Vegas even had Miranda Maverick minus like 1,100 going into the third round.
Yeah, the one thing I want to add to the Marlon Vera, Corey Sandhagen. I was just looking on the web right now. First off, I'm completely confident that Marlon Vera is going to win this. For the people who don't know Marlon Vera, he just absolutely knocked out one of the biggest legends in the sport, Dominic Cruz. He beat Sean O'Malley, his only loss, in his professional career. And the one thing, Corey Sandhagen went online and said this, not that it's a big deal, but he said, I think I'm better than him in every spot, but he's more powerful than me. He has the strong edge in power. For me, if I hear a fighter say, "Oh, he's more powerful than me," and even Marlon Vera isn't a guy that can't move. He has mobility. He has everything that Corey Sandhagen has. And if your opponent is admitting that you are a much more powerful fighter, I like Marlon Vera to win. So I agree. What did you say the odds were? Whatever the odds were for that, I'm going to take that straight up too.
The odds for Chito Vera is a plus 145 underdog.
Plus 145?
He's an underdog. Chito's an underdog. And I'm telling you right now, Chito Vera is going to absolutely brutalize Corey Sandhagen in there. Completely. He's going to brutalize him. He's going to take him down. He's going to make it nasty. He's going to close the distance. He's going to hit him with those nasty, vicious Chito Vera elbows. It's not going to be a fun day at the office for Corey Sandhagen. But Corey Sandhagen is always a tough fighter. 5-round war. I'm taking Cheeto every single time. Cheeto just has that is able to turn that switch on to go to a different gear to make the fight really nasty and really rugged. And I don't think that a guy like Corey Sanhagen is going to respond well to that.
Completely. I agree with that. And once again, I'm gonna throw the bag at Marlon Vera straight up.
Yeah,
I am.
I love Marlon Vera in this fight, and I hope that you guys tail it. I really, really do. And Massey asked us in the comment section, says, how do we feel about Colby versus Leon? I'll be real with you right now. And Massey, you're going to disagree with me, but this is a very, very unpopular opinion. I think Leon was, when a guy is a champion for so long, people start to fixate on ways to beat them. You don't focus on trying to necessarily get the belt. You start to figure out how you can beat that person's style, right? Because you believe in your heart all roads into them. I think that Kamaru Usman was just the perfect matchup for Leon at this point, because I think Leon spent so much time obsessing over Kamaru for like 7 years after their last matchup that he knew everything that Kamaru had to offer. And if we want to talk about it, Kamaru really never evolved as a fighter. Yeah. He got better with his hands slightly, but if we want to talk about it, he beat Jorge Masvidal in large part because Jorge isn't a wrestler. He had issues with the with his takedown, defense and things of that nature. And Kamaru knew he was able to control that. With Leon knew, right? Leon knew that he was able to, bring it to Usman. He knew he was going to be able to beat him up on the feet. He knew he had better takedown defense than some of the other people he has fought. So for me, I just think, I know I'm going long-winded, but I think Kamaru Usman was the perfect matchup for a guy like Leon. That being said, I think Leon is destined to lose the belt soon. I'll say that, like destined to lose the belt. I think Colby would be relentless. I think Colby would be relentless. JJ said, "Tell your forehead." I said, "What's good?" I think Colby. I think Colby would be relentless. JJ, you're so mean to me, man. But I think Colby would be relentless towards Leon. Not only that, I think there are a couple of fights that wouldn't be well for Leon. I saw how Leon worked against Bilal Muhammad. I don't need to see that fight again. I also think Jorge Masvidal, if he beats Gilbert Durinho Burns, would beat Leon Edwards. I really do. I really, really do. I just think that the way he fights, he's a savage. Mm-hmm. He doesn't. You mean to tell me you don't have to worry about a takedown? You mean all you have to do is worry about striking with Leon? Yeah. I think Leon is just bad matchups all around for him. Credit to the guy, right? He's done great. He's done fantastic. But if you ask me, I'm going with Colby Covington in that fight. I'm actually going with Colby to win that fight. I'm going with Conor to win that fight. I'm going with Jorge Masvidal to win that fight. He's a very beatable champion.
Completely. And one last thing, I know, obviously this isn't a UFC show, but people are, saying, well, why does Colby get it next? My thought process is it's going to be Colby versus Leon. Conor's, gonna beat Michael Chandler, and then it's going to be Conor versus either Colby or Leon Edwards. And that's what the UFC wants. They want either Conor versus both those guys. Conor versus Colby is a matchup, made in heaven for the UFC, and Conor versus Leon is a matchup, that favors Conor kind of. So
let me pose this question to you. What if Conor completely brutalizes Michael Chandler like I'm expecting to? I think it's gonna be a first round knockout on Michael Chandler, personally. The UFC is all about star power. Leon is adamant he does not want to fight Colby because Colby didn't want to fight him. I think Conor's star power, Conor's must-see ability makes Conor the favorite to jump him for a shot at the welterweight championship. Mm. And what are you going to tell Colby? Oh, Colby, you want to? Oh, Colby, you can go fight Bilal Muhammad. That's what you can go do.
Yeah.
Colby, you can go fight somebody else. Colby, you can fight Khamzat. Colby, you don't like that? Go fight Dustin Poirier like you wanted to. Because that's the fight Colby Covington said he wanted when all these welterweights were calling him out. He called out a damn lightweight. And now he's saying he should be the favorite for the UFC championship. All because the guy that he couldn't beat, who I think he actually beat the second fight out in Kamaru Usman, finally lost his belt. Where does Kamaru Usman fit in the scenario? The guy said he's not retiring. Does Kamaru Usman say,
I don't know.
does Kamaru fight Colby again? Right? Like,
Yeah,
so there's
Colby
so many,
doesn't want that.
there's so many things that, there's so many different, there's so many different avenues, right? For a Colby Covington and different twists and turns, but Connor's star power, right? Connor's star power is enough, if you ask me, to jump him and make Connor take on Leon Edwards. And I think I'd pick Connor in that fight too.
Yeah, and once again, this makes me ultra confident in picking Connor to beat Michael Chandler. The UFC is smart. They won't put Connor up against nobody that they feel like he can't beat. It's a perfect matchup. Connor is plus money versus Michael Chandler. It is the perfect matchup for him. It's going to be a stand-up fight. Michael Chandler's going to be, swinging and banging. And what's the alternative? Like, a lot of times I don't like betting on narratives, and it's not just narratives, but the way this is playing out is Connor's going to get a real chance to be a champion. And how does that start? By him beating Michael Chandler and his plus money. So
listen, I'm no fool. We've been watching UFC for quite some time, and I'm sure a lot of you have in the comment section. And Queen City Cast, I love what you said. I don't even know why I'm here. I can't even bet. That just means you're a supporter, man. We appreciate you, man. I just think that Connor versus Leon is a good matchup for him, man.
Oh yeah.
And Connor's smart.
Yep.
He's not going back down to lightweight, man, where he got to fight Islam Makhachev and all these different wrestlers like Beneil Dariush and all these different guys. He gets to fight a striker right now, right? There's a striker that is a UFC champion that favors Conor in that type of fight. Conor is one of the most precise strikers. And I never thought that I would say it, but Conor McGregor in 2023 or 2024, whichever way we want to say it, has a real shot at a UFC gold.
And this is his last real run. So for me, like, I'd be a fool to say, oh, well, he's going to lose to Michael Chandler. He's not losing. He's getting one real last shot at the run. So I like him to win it. So we'll see. I've got real quick March Madness. I've got to do it real quick. I've got 2 plays for you guys. If you guys go to the Betfred Sportsbook, you guys go to March Madness. My favorite play, you can bet on a number 1 seed to win the championship at plus 105. So what does that mean, right? That means that you are getting both Alabama and both Houston. You're getting both of them at plus money to win the championship. So for me, I'm looking at that. I'm going to put a lot of money on that just because I already liked Houston. I had them win in my bracket. I know they haven't looked the best, but if you're telling me I get 2 chances to win a national championship at plus money, arguably 2 of the best teams in the entire tournament, I'm going to take that. Also, I'm looking at the slate. I like Miami plus 7.5. I know I just said Houston, but plus 7.5 against Houston. They're going to play a close game. Miami was battle tested all year long. Houston, the first half was a little concerning last week, but Miami absolutely whomped Indiana. I like, Miami at least plus 7.5. I know a lot of people, are saying that Miami's going to win. Plus 7.5 to me is an absolute lock. And one last one. I like Michigan State. I drove up to Columbus to watch Michigan State versus Marquette, and Michigan State looked damn good. Tom Izzo, one of the best coaches. Never fade him in March. And also, the biggest thing is that they have the guard play, and guard play is everything. Guard play and free throw shooting in March. I'm telling you, that's what you bet on. Guard play, free throw shooting, coaching. I'm taking Michigan State at plus money. Kansas State should have lost to Kentucky. They, the first half wasn't very good, and they almost let them back in at the end of the game. So I'm taking Michigan State at plus money. And there's also Gonzaga, UCLA. I like Gonzaga, but
Gonzaga. You already know. You already know what I'm going to say. Just Gonzaga. I got nothing else to say.
Malik, they're facing UCLA, who's injured. UCLA hasn't looked very
even if they weren't
good.
Gonzaga.
Exactly. So Gonzaga all the way. And one thing I didn't realize, but what's his face? Domantas Sabonis played at Gonzaga. I completely forgot. And he's a cash cow. So
I'm laughing because this comment section is lighting me up, man. Well, first and foremost, Marissa Riskgoat, she says, don't overlook UConn to win it all. That's what she said.
UConn, I like them. Yeah. I mean, they got a good match against Arkansas. I think Arkansas, played a little bit, not out of their league, but I mean, they're coming off a big time win last, couple of days ago. I like UConn. I like it. I mean, I always trust Marissa, so I don't even have to hear her explanation.
You guys should give her a follow on Twitter. She's one of the best basketball minds, and she has a great analysis to back up all her picks and things of that nature. Queen JJ Production says, Cass, he says, nah, dog, me and his Ford have some beef. So he has a beef on my forehead, I guess.
Yo, why are they capping?
They're just going. I see.
Maybe you gotta wear it.
Maybe I'll just wear a cap, right?
Yeah,
maybe I'll just wear. Maybe I'll do. You see what I did there? But no. But guys, we'll be back here tomorrow live for another episode of State of the Jungle. We'll be talking all things Cincinnati Bengals and breaking down Jonah Williams, the Bengals' next move potentially they should make, and all that kind of stuff. I'm just excited to be here with you guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is a great show. Hopefully that we help make you guys some money tonight. Hopefully you guys tail some of these plays, and hopefully we're helping you out there become smarter bettors. Because remember, there is only one way you should truly be betting, and that is the right way. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Special thanks to First Star Logistics. We're here live from the First Star Logistics studio, and this show is powered by First Star Logistics. But again, hopefully you're going to make yourself some money. And as we always say, or as Daniel always says, let's have a damn day and show me the money. See you guys next week.